So yesterday's class we discussed about load testing, stress testing, security testing, volume testing. Up to here we completed. Okay, reliability testing. Okay, usability, localization, compatibility testing. White box also we have completed. Okay, what is meant by ad hoc testing? What is meant by ad hoc testing? Testing the application once all plant testing had been completed. Once all plant testing had been completed. So based on user experience, users will try to break the system with and we will do kind of ad hoc testing on the application. Okay, so you have executed all regression test cases and as well as new functionalities test cases. So all planned test cases had been completed. And prior to going this release to production, we have 2 more days. So during that time, we will do ad hoc testing. So it's nothing but based on user experience, testers will do ad hoc testing. We will try to break the system, okay, based on our user experience. That is known as ad hoc testing. There is no formal intimation to start this testing. Okay, so whenever we will get time, once all plan testing had been completed, we will do this kind of ad hoc testing. So what is static testing? What is static testing? Before receiving the build, whatever activities that we are performing, those all comes under static testing activities. Going through the requirements document, writing of test scenarios, executing the test cases, doing the internal reviews, external reviews, walkthroughs, inspections, and test environment setup, test environment follow objects. All these comes under static testing. Dynamic testing means once after receiving the build, we will validate that functionalities are correctly working fine or not. As part of validation, we can do smoke, sanity, regression, view functional testing, integration testing, component testing. So all these types of testing can be done. So as part of validation, we will check are the build is developed in right direction or not. Quality attributes. What are the various quality attributes? Suppose if you take any of the object, we need to justify if these quality attributes had been satisfied, we can say that is perfect software. So to measure the quality of a software project, what are the attributes that we can justify? So we can justify like functionality, mainly the intended functionality it's supposed to work, and usability, how easy the user is able to interact, and performance, how the users, if more number of users connecting to the system, how the system performance, scalability, whenever I will increase the number of servers, so how much the system is capable to scalability feature or not. Reliability, that the software should not break at any point of time. Security, whether it can satisfy all the security aspects. Maintainability, whether we can able to extend the features whenever the things needs to modify, whether that product feature is maintainability. Suppose if there is no product is maintainability, nobody will buy that. Maintenance. Compatibility, the software should work on all browser combinations like Mac, iOS, Windows, it has to. Accessibility, even that the software can be easily interacted by physically challenged people like dumb people, blind people. So can also able to access the application. That is known as accessibility testing. And localization, that the software should work in their local languages. So all these 10 aspects, which will, if the software is satisfying, we can say it's a good product. What is mean by bug, defect, error? So interviews people are asking, what is mean by defect? Defect means it's a mismatch between expected result and actual result. Find issue which it is identified in the test environment. Bug means the issue which was caught in higher environments like UAT environment and production environment. Error means the defect which was caught in development environment by developers. Okay, can anybody tell me defect S1 and P4 combination? What we discussed? Defect S1 and P4. What is the meaning? Defect S1 and P4 means. First meaning. I want meaning. Defect S1 means.
It means highest severity.
S1 means what is the meaning?
It has more severity.
Because of that issue, so many test cases got blocked. That is the meaning. S1 means critical. P4 means
Low.
P4 means low means what? We are giving less time. We are telling S1 means a set of functionalities got blocked, but we are giving 5 days time. P4 means ideally how much time we have to give?
1 day.
1 day. But the interviewer is asking, can you please S1 critical defect, and that can be taken for 5 days to fix. Can you please some example on your application? They are asking. What issue we had discussed?
In case if we don't have link for that, we will provide another link for the field.
Yeah.
It is a
So in our application, I want to download policy PDF reports. I want to download policy PDF reports, and I want to verify various sections of the policy report section. So there are so many test cases: coverage plan, summary plan, what are the top-up plans. So all the complete information is available in the policy summary page, but I am unable to download it. So many test cases got affected. So considering that issue, I can report it as a S1. But I can not able to download from the main page of the section. But through shortcut of the links from bottom of the links, I can able to download the report alternatively, and I can validate all the remaining test cases. Okay. But in the real time, end user has to navigate to main page and he has to download. But time being, I can test my features. It's not blocking. Consider I am having workaround. So considering this issue, I can make it as P4. If there is no workaround, then what I need to do? Priority, I need to give it as P1. Okay. So like defect S4 and P1, what is the meaning? Defect S4 and P1, what is that meaning?
means severity level 4.
Severity level
Severity
4
is
means
low.
what is the meaning?
Hello.
Severity
No.
And high trigger.
S4, the impact is very, very low. The impact is very low.
like
It's not affecting to the functionality. Correct? S4 means what? There is no impact on the functionality, but it's an issue. Okay, generally like alignment changes, button looking fields. So some spell checks, such things. And P1, but it has to taken on, even though that is S4 issue, which is not stopping the functionality, but that issue needs to fix within same day. P1 means what is the example? Company logos not coming properly in the reports, and some copyrights all reserved. Such information is having, such sensitive information is having spell checks, and the information is correctly going, not reaching to customer. Okay, so such issues, even though it is not affecting to the functionality from client point of view, that sensitive data is very important, and that has to be fixed within same workload. So we have to give it as S4 P1 comments. So even though impact level is functional wise, there is no impact, but client point of view, it's a sensitive data. Let's fix it on same day. So that's why we are giving P1. Okay, guys. If you're going for defect S1 P4, defect S4 P1, 100% interview question. Reliability testing. So reliable ensure that the system should not break at any point of time. Okay. Testing metrics, how many percentage of total passed test cases, percentage of failed test. So failed test case, total execution count means what are the thing we can consider? Passed. Execution means only passed and failed. Remaining work means no run, not completed, blocked. We can count as a pending work. Percentage of total passed, percentage of total failed, percentage of total executed out of total test case, percentage of total not completed, percentage of total no run. So these all information we can call it as a testing metrics. Okay, metrics are very important to measure the quality of a product. If percentage of past test case is very high, so we can say quality of the product is good. Percentage of failed test case is very high, we can say quality of the product is very low. So these metrics which can help to measure the quality of a product. Defect leakage. Can anybody tell me what is defect leakage? Defect leak is defect leakage. What the definition it contains the meaning. Defect leakage. What is meant by defect leakage?
We cannot do 100%.
Defect leakage. Leakage means what is the dictionary meaning in Telugu? Missing. Defect missing by testers. The defect was caught in higher environment by UAT team. So the defect which was missed in test environment, but the defect was caught by UAT testers in the higher environments. Okay, the defect which was caught in production as well. So the defects, if you got missed in test environment, those defects it will be caught in higher environments like UAT environments or production environments. Such defects we can call it as a defect leakage. If defect leakage is very high, then we say quality of the product is excellent? No. If defect leakage is very low, we can say quality of the product is good. Okay, so defect leakage is one of the parameter. See, the defect which are missed in test environment and same those are caught are in higher environments like UAT or production environment is known as defect leakage. UAT means user acceptance testing. Client side team, they will do final round of testing. So what is defect density? Defect density means, see, module 1, there are 5 bugs, module 2 contains 10 bugs, module 3 contains. So like that, total how many defects? 55 defects. And module 1, the developer had written 500 lines of code. So module 2, 50. So total lines of code, how many? 5,500 lines of code. So defect density is equal to total defects by total lines of code. So that means for every 1,000 lines of code, there is 0.01 defect is there. Okay. For every 1,000 lines of code, there are 10 defects. Means the quality of the product is not good. For every 1,000 defects, if there are 1 or 2, it's a good defect. Means so defect density is also one of the parameter. Okay. So how you will calculate defect density is equal to total defects by total number of lines of the code. Okay, which gives the defect density. Defect aging. What is meant by defect aging? Defect aging. What is my age means? From birth date to till date. How many number of years? Defect age means the defect which was created on that date to till date. Means how many days, from past how many days the defect was not fixed. Defect 113 is not closed from past 5 days. Defect 1132, defect was not closed from past 10 days. Means system date minus the defect which was identified on the detected on date. So if the defect aging is very high for a particular defect, can we say it's a good process? So the defect aging has to be less than 3 or 4, that is justified. But if defect aging is greater than 5, so many test cases also it will be blocked, it will be failed. So defect aging is one of the report. So the test lead, he will also publish defect aging report. For each defect, how many days it was not closed. For each defect, he has to give defect aging information. So from system date minus current defect detected on date is equal to, it will use the number of days, how many days that defect was not closed. So that is nothing but defect aging report. So when there is no proper documents, what you will do? This is the question people are asking. So needs to cross check with the team. Is there any existing documents in the SharePoint? We have to set up a meeting discussion with BA and design team to get understanding of the requirements. Post meeting minutes of meeting discussion will be updated to everyone to align on the same page. We can closely work with the development team to try to understand the application of the functionality. So we can check all these things when there is no proper documents. So interviewer is asking, when there is no proper documents, what is your approach? We can cross check the technical documents developed by development team. And I will try to go through the existing regression suite and will refer related old documents as well. And after that, I can get some basic understanding of the functionality and expected application validations. So at least I can do all these 5 exercises so that I can get understanding of the application. When there is no proper documents, you need to work out, you need to reach out to different teams, development team, technical documents, BA team, and regression suit, so that we can get some idea about the functionality. Okay. So bug caught in production. What is your justification? He's not asking about defect leakage. Some issue was identified on production. So how do you justify? So that is the question people are asking in every interview. So sometimes 100% of testing is not possible. We can cross check our test scenarios and test cases, how it is missed during our testing. So because we are giving walkthroughs, right? Everybody has given sign off as well. So I can cross check. Is it missed during test scenario walkthrough session time? Is it missed because of incorrect testing approach? I can check myself. Is it last minute code or configuration changes or after code freezed? Means after developers code is freezed. Is there any code fixes applied by developers? I can cross check. Is it missed because of any requirement gap or incorrect requirement? Is it missed because of design documents or there are technical documents issue in the system? Or any environment configuration deployment missed? So such kind of root cause analysis we will do from our end. Okay. And if it is genuinely missed from our testing side, we can add it to our regression suite and we can make sure that 100% is executed for every release and we can take it as a process improvement. This is the complete explanation you have to tell. Okay, how do you justify means you have to explain all this process. Contingency plan means is to put a place to reduce the business risk, faster disaster recovery, and to ensure smooth execution of business processes. Okay, that is contingency plan. Just a definition they are asking. Mitigation plan. So in mitigation, we have to prevent measures to reduce the likelihood of the risk or to reduce the impact of the risk in case if it is occurs. Contingency plan means mitigation plans. What is the? But this is the problem. Can I do work from home? One server got failed. Can I do recovery backup from another server from different location? Recovery backup. So that is known as mitigation plans. So top down and bottom procedure. So velocity means it is a measurement to measure the calculate how much work an agile development successfully complete in a single sprint. How much work effort has been completed. In sprint 1, we delivered 35 user stories. In sprint 2, we delivered 25 user story points. In sprint 3, we delivered 45 story points. Okay. So in sprint 4, we delivered 62 story points. So like, so what is an epic? Epic means a large number of user story which is not developed in single sprint. Okay, because that large number of epic needs to be developed into 5 or 10 user stories. So 5 user stories targeted in sprint 1 and remaining 5 user stories will be targeted into sprint 2. So a large number of a big story, it can be divided into number of user stories and it can be delivered in sprint 1 and sprint 2. That concept known as epic. Epic means it's a big one. So how do you derive user story points? So user story points means they will give some user story requirements and acceptance criteria. Okay, this is the description about the new functionality and it contains some story bullet points. For this one, you have to justify, you have to verify like this. They will give requirement user story. For that user story, you need to give some number. Is it 5? Is it 7? Is it 8? Is it 3? You have to justify. Okay, so you have to determine that number. We will use various factors. Review the user stories. We need to understand the user story and identify the reference stories. Is there any previous related things, reference points? Estimate the reference stories previously, how the reference stories has been estimated. And repeat the process. Is the past process is repeating in this user story? And agree on the estimates so that everyone has to agree whatever number you are telling. So based on all these factors, we can determine the number of complexity for that user story. Suppose if the user story point is, if you are telling 10 means that user story is very complex. Maximum story point we can give up to 10. So if you are giving 3 means that user story is simple. If you are giving user story size is 5 means that is medium. Okay. So like that for each user story, you have to give some number. 10 means there are so many verification checkpoints. There is some complexity there in that user story. So defect try is called. Yeah.
User story.
User story and it's a new functionality. User story means it's a new functionality. Suppose application doesn't have any new feature adding of secondary address. That functionality is not there in the application. So for customer, he is having primary address and secondary address. Some additional features. Additional feature we can call it as a user story. Okay, so that new feature is adding of secondary address for the existing customer. Let's test this functionality. I will select the secondary address and I will click on the submit. So the order is redirecting to primary address or secondary address. I have to verify. In the invoice, I have to download the invoice. Is the secondary address got affected or not? So there is a requirement secondary address. The invoice should populate secondary address after submitting the receipt. So you have to perform all these steps and you have to check that new feature is working fine or not. User story means it's a new feature. It talks about particular new feature. Okay. So defect try is called. So in defect try is called coordinated by our test lead. Daily we are having 2 to 2:30 p.m. coordinated by our lead. In this meeting, we will discuss all open defects. Status and comments will be updated for each defect and assigned to corresponding teams like development team, support, BA team, and design team. Like that, we can do defect follow-ups with the team until that issue comes for closure. If the defect is in the defect try is called meeting, all BA team, design team, development team, client side team, everybody will be joined and defect follow-ups will be done. Okay, right. Now let's come back to in integration testing. Integration testing can be done in two ways. Integration testing can be done in two ways. So we know component testing, individual component standalone functionality, and after that integration testing, after that functional acceptance testing, and after that we are doing UAT testing in functional testing. These are the levels. What are the testing levels? Component, integration, functional acceptance testing, and UAT testing. During the integration testing, okay, so there are two types of testings. One is top-down approach or bottom-up approach. So integration testing can be done in two ways. So either of the approach project team will follow. Okay, either of the approach project team will follow. Suppose top-down approach. One second. Suppose in top-down approach, module 1 is ready. Okay, one second. I will show you. So here module 1 is ready, main module is ready. And here submodule is also ready. Submodule is also ready. But this module was not ready. M1 is the main module, M2 is the submodule. M2 is the submodule. M2 module is not ready actually. I have given an application, Amazon Orange HRM application. And I am telling you can place an order and verify the order got submitted or not. I am telling, I had given this scenario. Creation of adding the line items, booking, ensuring all the cart items has been done from your side. Whenever you will click on buy button, what will happen? It will redirect to third-party payments like HDFC Bank, net banking. So when you click on that one, if the third-party component is ready, amount will be done, paid, and it will be the order will be submitted. But when you click on buy, the other component like buying of the payments, all this process, the other component is not ready. The other component is not ready. So means so this module was not ready. But I am telling you how to complete your testing. Got the point? Main module is ready. Amazon application, everything was ready. You added all the items in the cart item. But when you when you click on buy button, the payment has to be done and order submitted successfully. That issue, that functionality was not working. Got it? So what people will do when this component is not ready, okay, developers, they will develop a component called stub. Stub means it's a dummy component. Stub means it is a dummy component. Suppose in the cart item you identified total line items amount is aggregated to 5,500 rupees. In a dummy component, what I will do, I will manually navigate it to that page, that web page, and I will keep the value as 5,500. I will keep the value as 5,500. Whenever I will click buy button, okay, I already kept some value 5,500. Whenever I will click buy button, 5,500 transaction was submitted successfully, it will be done. Okay, suppose you buy line items of 10,000 in the Amazon application, and the original component is not ready. What you will do, you will navigate to that stub and you will keep the value as 10,000. When you will click on buy button, the transaction got submitted successfully and your order got submitted. So whatever value you are keeping in the stub, that value it is reflecting in your main page. So stub is like a dummy component. It is returning the amount transaction was successful. Means it's acting like a original component, but it's not a original genuine component. It's a dummy component. Whatever value you are keeping, that value is returning back to main module. Got the point? So sometimes the submodules are not ready, because integration means all the components, it has to be ready. When components are not ready, what developers will do, they will create a stub. You can keep the value and you can click on buy, so order will be placed like that. They told some temporary solution. Okay, right now you can test it like that. But when you come for UAT environment, all the components are ready. Whatever value is there, it will be redirected and payment screen you can able to see, and the value it will be returned. So that is original components. So actual transaction process it will be happen. But in your test environment, this module is not ready. You can use this URL and keep that same value, whatever cart is has generated, and you can click on buy. So that is the solution was given by development team. So this approach we can call it as a top-down approach. In top-down approach, okay, testers will use stubs. Stub means it's a dummy component. Okay, so the dummy component value it will be returned back to the main module. Okay. In bottom-up approach, the main module is not ready. The main module is not ready, but submodules are ready. Submodule is ready. So in this case, the driver is the component will act as a main module. Got the point? So the driver is also called a dummy component. So if it is bottom-up approach, drivers will be used. In case main modules are not ready, okay, a similar kind of application, a dummy component, it will be developed. That is called a driver. So the submodule it can get response. It can get response from the main module. So the drivers will be used. Okay. So nowadays people are not using stubs and drivers in any of the applications, because all real-time components only people are using. In olden days, okay, when submodules are not ready, okay, if submodules are not ready, people use stubs. When main modules are not ready, people use drivers component. Okay, so if driver component is using, then that approach we can call it as a bottom-up approach. If submodules are not ready, that approach we can call it as a top-down approach. So integration testing can be done in two ways, either top-down approach or bottom-up approach. Understood the point? But nowadays nobody is using this approach, because people are using real-time components only. Even client also want to test the application on real-time components only. Okay, right. Okay, burn down and burn up charts. Burn down and burn up charts, where this concept we understood. In agile process, the test lead will send the status reports, daily status reports. So a burn down chart shows the remaining time and work effort for the iteration. A burn up chart displays what has been done so far and shows the percentage in scope. So just he will ask what is burn down chart, what is burn up chart, just you have to tell this explanation. So that's it guys, overall testing FAQs also it is revised. Today is Friday, right? Okay. 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 Now we can high level we can generic things we can ask. Okay, we can discuss. Okay.
So apart from top-down approach, what are the things they will not ask you?
They will ask how do you perform top-down approach. In top-down approach, main modules are ready and sub-modules are not ready. And when sub-modules is not ready, we use drivers, we use stub component. It is a dummy component. It will send response back to the main module. This approach is known as top-down approach. Bottom-up approach means when main module is not ready, okay, and instead of main module, a dummy component will be created by the developer. So the sub-module wants some response from main module. In that case, developer will use driver component. That is known as bottom-up approach testing. That's it. Because the components are not ready. So these are the stubs and drivers concept are people are using.
Nowadays we are not using in
అదని చెప్పొద్దు వాడు అడిగాడు కదా వాట్ ఈస్ టాప్ డౌన్ అప్రోచ్ అని స్పెసిఫిక్ గా అడుగుతున్నాడు జనరల్ గా ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ టెస్టింగ్ అంటే అడుగుతున్నాడు ఆఫ్టర్ ఇంటిగ్రేటింగ్ ద సబ్ మాడ్యూల్స్ వెరిఫైయింగ్ ద ఎండ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఇస్ నోన్ as ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ టెస్ట్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ టెస్టింగ్ కెన్ బి డన్ either టాప్ డౌన్ అప్రోచ్ ఆర్ బాటమ్ అప్ అప్రోచ్ అది అడిగితేనే చెప్పాలి వాట్ ఈస్ టాప్ డౌన్ అప్రోచ్ వాట్ ఈస్ బాటమ్ అప్ అప్రోచ్ జనరల్ గా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో నన్ను ఇప్పటిదాకా అడగలేదు అడిగితే చెప్పాలి ఓకేనా ఎందుకంటే ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు యూజ్ చేయట్లా Okay, so now let's discuss some test cases on lift. Anybody can tell me what are some test cases on lift we can write? ఒక లిఫ్ట్ అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకుంటే మనం ఏమేమి ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ టెస్ట్ చేయగలం first we can check all buttons are properly working fine or not in a lift.
If we assign the button is reaching that floor.
Every button is reaching to the floor or not.
Like first floor.
Yeah.
But the lift should work only when the doors are closed.
The lift should work only when the doors are closed. How much capacity? How it can be tested?
Door capacity can be.
How it can be tested?
There is one area members of the lift.
How it can be tested?
How many members can be?
So the lift capacity is 770 kgs. How you can be tested?
We have to take the average.
Actually,
Let's increase the people, na 10 to 15%.
it
And
will show the indication of overweight.
so let's increase 15%. The system should give an alert.
So if it is overweight, it will give
An alert.
alert.
And what else? అంటే యు ఆర్ బయింగ్ ఎ లిఫ్ట్ నువ్వే ఒక లిఫ్ట్ కొంటున్నావు వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి టెస్టెడ్ బై యువర్ సెల్ఫ్
Should have a stop button.
Has and another
yes tell me
check whether emergency buttons working or not.
emergency button is working or not. Sensor operate
If the properly open or close
properly open closed or not.
when the lift is going up, no other gate should be open other than ascending.
That is the main functionality. ఇంకా అంటే నేను అనుకున్న ఒక పాయింట్ మీకు చెప్పాలి కాబట్టి వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను
Check whether the door opens when it reaches to the particular floor.
Yeah, when it reaches to particular floor the door has to open and it has to be locked. That means the main functionality.
When we stuck in
But so it will go to a particular floor, it should go directly go to that floor.
Yeah, it's already for
Fine.
main point security aspect చెప్పండి.
What is the functionality when power is off?
Yes. So during the lift time the power had gone.
Emergency alarm.
ఎమర్జెన్సీ అలారం ఉంది ఎమర్జెన్సీ అలారం ఇప్పుడు అది రన్నింగ్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడైనా ఆఫ్ రన్నింగ్ లో లేనప్పుడైనా ఎమర్జెన్సీ అలారం వర్క్ చెక్ చేస్తున్నారు. ద పవర్ హ్యాస్ లాస్ట్ సడన్లీ, అది వచ్చి ఢమాలని కింద పడకూడదు కదా. సో ఇట్ షుడ్ కమ్ టు డిఫాల్ట్ టు గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్. అలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంటాయి. అలా వర్క్ చేస్తాయి, ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తాయి అనేది మనకు తెలియాలి. సడన్ పవర్ లాస్ట్, హౌ ద ఫంక్షనాలిటీ is working, is it defaulted to ground floor or not with backup.
Immediate floor default.
Immediate floor వస్తుందా రావట్లేదా, the next floor. Okay, how it is working. So that is, so lift functionalities అలా జరగడానికి ఛాన్స్. ఓకే, so we have to test all these aspects guys. Okay, ఓకే, కాఫీ కప్ మీద కొన్ని టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ చెప్పండి.
It should be easy to hold.
It should be easy to hold.
Durability.
It should bear the temperature.
Durability, right.
It should bear the temperature.
It should bear the temperature. ఇంత చిన్న కప్పు ఉంటే తాగుతారా?
Coffee size should be at around 70 ml to 100 ml.
It should satisfy the size of its minimum quantity. ఇంకా అన్నమాట, అందుకని నేను కూడా ఇంకా అంటున్నాను. చెప్పండి.
Whether it is disposable or micro oven safe. Cup.
Type of material.
Type of material.
Ceramic.
లుక్ అండ్ ఫీల్ చూస్తారా లేదా కప్ కొనేటప్పుడు? ఓకేనా, లుక్ అండ్ ఫీల్ బాగుందా లేదా? కాస్ట్ మనం ఆర్డర్ కావాలి. సో ఆల్మోస్ట్ అన్ని చెప్పాం కదా.
Easy to see.
ఈజీ టు సిప్ అని కూడా చెప్పచ్చు. ఓకే, సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్
reusable.
ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు మిమ్మల్ని డిఫరెంట్ గా అడుగుతాం, ఇది చెప్పండి. సో అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్ మీద 5 పాజిటివ్ 5 నెగిటివ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ చెప్పండి అన్నాను. బుకింగ్ అన్ ఆర్డర్. ఓకే, ఈ-కామర్స్ లో యూ బుక్డ్ అన్ ఆర్డర్, టెల్ మీ 5 positives and 5 negatives. నాకు పర్టికులర్ గా ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగేవాడు. అమెజాన్ లోకి వెళ్ళాము, యూ బుక్డ్ సమ్, యూ పర్చేజ్ సమ్ ఐటమ్స్. సో ఇది కొట్టాము, ఇక్కడ యాడ్ టు కార్ట్ కొట్టాను. సో కార్ట్ ఈస్ డిస్ప్లేడ్ వన్ ఐటమ్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై. ఓకే, దీని మీద 5 positives and 5 negatives చెప్పమన్నాడు.
సో మన ప్రోడక్ట్ చూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
So దీని మీద 5 positives and 5 negatives. Whatever products that we want, we can choose it and we can click on proceed to buy. Tell me 5 negative scenarios.
Is displayed in the main page. If at all it is not displayed in the main page, and then you draw access channel to
User entering the invalid credit card number.
ఏంటిది
Invalid credit.
ఇక్కడ ఇన్వాలిడ్ పేజ్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? నేను ఏమడిగాను, I want to buy this product and I'm clicking on add to cart and I'm clicking on proceed to buy. Tell me some negative test cases on this.
Check whether the same product we are adding is going into the next step.
So same product add చేయకూడదన్న రూల్ ఏముందా? అయ్యో, నెగటివ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ స్టక్ అయిపోయింది కదా, మీరు ఎంత చదివినా. మోర్ క్వాంటిటీ ఇస్తాను, ఏమైంది? ఇచ్చాను, ఏమైంది? కార్ట్ అమౌంట్ కరెక్ట్ గానే ఉంది, ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై మీద క్లిక్ చేస్తాను, అమౌంట్ బుక్ అయింది. అర్థమైందా? ఇంటర్వ్యూలో పెన్ను ఇవన్నీ చెప్పగలిగాం. రియల్ టైమ్ అప్లికేషన్ వచ్చేసరికి 5 negatives అడుగుతుంది. 5 positive చెప్పండి పోనీ. సో యూ వాంట్ టు సెలెక్ట్ సమ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ అండ్ యూ వాంట్ టు క్లిక్ ఆన్ ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై. సో దాని మీద పాజిటివ్ చెప్పండి, ఏమేమి సినారియోస్ మీరు థింక్ చేయగలరు? ఇనిషియల్లీ కార్ట్ ఈస్ ఎంప్టీ.
Therefore, we are adding a product to add to cart.
Add to cart.
Then it is navigating to the payment page.
Proceed to buy చేసాం, పేమెంట్ పే చేసాం.
Then after payment, we are clicking on submit.
Order submit. ఇంకా టెస్ట్ కేసు చెప్పండి.
Second case is we are clicking on direct buy when selecting the product and clicking on buy now.
ఏదైనా ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై అయినా బై నౌ అయినా అన్ని ఇక్కడికే కదా.
And giving more quantity. And then doing payment and taking those.
సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పినట్టే ఉంది, కాపీ పేస్ట్ లాగే ఉంది. సో రేపటి క్లాస్ లో నేను చెప్తే మీకు మజా రాదు. నేను రేపటి క్లాస్ నేను చెప్పానంటే మీకు థింకింగ్ వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా, నేను చెప్పుకోండి. గూగుల్లో సెర్చ్ చేయండి, ఈకామర్స్ లో సెర్చ్ చేయండి, లేకపోతే చాట్ జీపీటీలో చెక్ చేయండి. ఓకే,
So suppose we don't want to buy that particular product.
సో ఏమన్నా ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై క్లిక్ చేయాలి. ఓకేనా, 5 నెగిటివ్ టెస్ట్ సినారియోస్ రాయండి అన్నాను, లేకపోతే 5 పాజిటివ్ చెప్పండి అన్నాను. మళ్ళీ ప్రోడక్ట్ సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తాను, ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై క్లిక్ చేస్తాను, ఆర్డర్ సబ్మిట్ అయిందో లేదో చెక్ చేశాను. ఫస్ట్ టెస్ట్ కేసు చెక్ చేశాను. సెకండ్ టెస్ట్ కేసు ఏం చెక్ చేస్తావు? పాజిటివ్. ఆ ఒక్క టెస్ట్ కేసు చెక్ చేసి అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్ ఈజ్ వర్కింగ్ పర్ఫెక్ట్లీ అని సర్టిఫైడ్ ఇద్దామా? ఇంక ఏమేమి టెస్ట్ చేయాలి? అమెజాన్ అంటే ప్లేసింగ్ అని ఆర్డర్ అన్నాయి కదా, ఇంకేమేమి టెస్ట్ చేయాలి?
Cancel the order. If user doesn't want to book that particular product, he should.
డజంట్ వాంట్ టు బుక్ అంటలేదు కదా, ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై అంటున్నాను కదా నేను.
If user want to change the product in the last minute.
ఏంటమ్మా?
If the user want to change the product at the last minute of the, he should go back and change the functionality even after clicking the proceed to buy.
ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై ఫ్యూచర్ రిఫరెన్స్ కోసం ఇక్కడ సేవ్ ఫర్ లేటర్ ఉంది కాబట్టి we can come back.
He is able to see other similar products.
అదర్ సిమిలర్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ నెగిటివ్ అయిద్దా పాజిటివ్ అయిద్దా? నెగిటివ్ ఎట్లా అయింది? ఓకే, నేను చెప్పమంటారు ఒక టెస్ట్ కేసు. ఓకేనా, సపోజ్ దిస్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ స్టాక్, then I can go and book the proceed to buy. If this product was not in stock, so I cannot go and book the thing. ఇక్కడ ఏమో ఇన్ స్టాక్ ఉంది కాబట్టి నేను ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై వెళ్తున్నాను. ఇక్కడ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్టాక్, నాట్ అవైలబుల్ అని స్టిల్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నావిగేటింగ్ టు ప్రొసీడ్ బై అండ్ అమౌంట్ గాట్ డిడక్టెడ్, ఇస్ ఇట్ నెగిటివ్ ఆర్ నాట్? ఓకేనా, సో రేపు ఇంకా థింక్ చేసి చెప్పండి, చాలా ఉన్నాయి నేను చెప్పగలుగుతాను. ఓకేనా, సో ప్రొడక్ట్స్ ఇన్ స్టాక్ ఉంటేనే మనం బుక్ చేయగలుగుతాం. అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్టాక్ లో ఉన్నవి బుక్ చేస్తే రాంగ్ కదా.
Suppose I booked 1500 ml, but it is delivering 1500 ml is storage.
నేనేమన్నాను, యూఐలో కనపడేది, డెలివరీ బాయ్ అయితే ఇది ఇచ్చాడని మనకు అనవసరం.
Discounts, credit cost.
Yes.
Discounts.
అది ఇంపార్టెంట్.
Delivery it is going to another 1000 ml of చెప్పొచ్చు.
అలాని కాదు, ఇక్కడ
proceed to buy button is
ఇక్కడ 13% ఆఫర్ అని ఉంది. ఓకే, ఇస్ ఇట్ జెన్యున్లీ అప్లయింగ్ ఆర్ నాట్, ఆర్ వితౌట్ అప్లయింగ్? వీ హ్యావ్ టు టెస్ట్ ఇట్. నెగిటివ్ ఇక్కడ 0% ఉన్నప్పుడు, 13% ఉన్నప్పుడు. ఓకేనా, సో అది ఇంకోటి. మళ్ళీ మీరు ప్రొసీడ్ టు పై చేసిన తర్వాత ఏదైనా కూపన్ అప్లై చేస్తే అమౌంట్ ఈజ్ అప్లయింగ్ ఆర్ నాట్, స్టిల్ అమౌంట్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అప్లయింగ్, ఇట్స్ ఎ నెగిటివ్. Amazon coupon code you applied, but amount is deducting or not, discounts applied or not.
Yes.
Okay na, if the quantity is you selected for the desired product only, the discount will be applicable, but for all other products also, if desired products is
If it is
applicable, it's an issue. Okay na, ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయి. రేపటి క్లాస్ లో ఐ వాంట్ ఎవ్రీవన్ 5 పాజిటివ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్, 5 నెగిటివ్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఆన్ క్లికింగ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొసీడ్ టు బై. ఓకేనా, సో కంపల్సరీగా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో అడుగుతున్నాను
responsive or not.
అది. సో నౌ లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద పాయింట్, మెయిన్ థింగ్. సో ఇవన్నీ మనము సో వి డిస్కస్డ్ ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ లో మీరు హెల్త్ కేర్ అప్లికేషన్ పెడతారా, బ్యాంకింగ్ డొమైన్ పెడతారా, ఓకే, ఈ కామర్స్ డొమైన్ పెడతారా? ఈ కామర్స్ డొమైన్ పెట్టినప్పుడు మీరు ఇప్పుడు అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్ లో ఉంది, అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు, ఈ కామర్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు 1 second guys. సో ఈ కామర్స్ అప్లికేషన్ లో వచ్చినప్పుడు వాట్ ఆర్ ద మెయిన్ మాడ్యూల్స్ వీ కెన్ సే? మెయిన్ మాడ్యూల్స్ ఇవన్నీ డిఫరెంట్ కేటగిరీస్. సపోజ్ అమెజాన్ మినీ టీవీ అన్నాం. సో suppose you are searching for mobiles, సో మీరు లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ సైడ్ ఇవన్నీ పాపులేట్ అవుతున్నాయా లేదా? ఓకేనా, వీటిని ఏమంటారో తెలీదు, వీటిని ఏదో అంటారు వీటిని. ఓకేనా, సో
Friedman.
Filters.
ఫిల్టర్స్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు చెక్ ఆల్ ద ఫిల్టర్స్. ఓకే, సో మనకి ఆ సార్టెడ్ ఆర్డర్ ప్రకారం లిస్ట్ వస్తుందా రావట్లేదా. ఈ సెర్చ్ సెంటర్ పేజ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టెస్టెడ్ ఆల్ products on the search center page. After applying filters, all the selected criteria is displaying correctly or not. Okay na, so the results are displaying according to the user criteria or not on the search page. Okay, and whenever you're adding the products to the cart, different categories from different products. Okay, so the cart amount is properly reflecting or not. When I'm adding multiple quantities, okay, different products, the cart amount is properly reflected. So ఇక్కడ ఉన్న మెయిన్ మాడ్యూల్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి ఈ అమెజాన్ అప్లికేషన్ లో మనం మెయిన్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ చూసుకుంటే, సో మీరు ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తే యువర్ అకౌంట్, యువర్ ఆర్డర్స్, యువర్ విష్ లిస్ట్, యువర్ రికమెండేషన్, ఐ హావ్ టెస్టెడ్ ఆల్ దీస్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ అని మీరు ఇవన్నీ చెప్పొచ్చు. ఇగో ఇవన్నీ ప్రతిదీ ఇవన్నీ మీరు రాసుకున్నారు అంటే ఒక ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అయిపోయింది. ఈ కామర్స్ అప్లికేషన్ అన్నిటికీ ఇవే ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ ఉంటాయి. సో యువర్ అకౌంట్ లో ఏమేమి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది, యువర్ ఆర్డర్స్ లో ఏమేమి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, యువర్ విష్ లో వాట్ ఇట్ కంటైన్స్, యువర్ రికమెండేషన్ వాట్ ఇట్ కంటైన్స్, అండ్ యువర్ ప్రైమ్ మెంబర్షిప్. సో ఇఫ్ ద యూజర్ is prime membership, what is the advantages we have to test, and your subscribe and save items, membership and subscribe items. So you have to talk about everything. Okay, all these aspects, and make sure the search center pages, and make sure all the filters had been tested. Okay, and booking an order, refund an order, cancellation an order. Okay, customer service. So ఏమేమైతే ఫంక్షనాలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయో అన్ని లిస్ట్ అవుట్ చేయండి. ఓకే, అండ్ యూ కెన్ అప్డేట్ ఇన్ ద, సో నేను ఎలాగైతే నేను ఇక్కడ హెల్త్ కేర్ అప్లికేషన్ అనగానే నేను ఎలాగైతే నేను ఇక్కడ డాక్యుమెంట్ అంతా తయారు చేశాను, ఇది ప్రాజెక్ట్, సో నేను మీకు చూపించాను కదా, సో సేమ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ అలా ఒక వర్డ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ మీద కంటెంట్ అంతా ప్రిపేర్ అయిపోయింది. సో యూ కెన్ నావిగేట్ టు డిఫరెంట్ ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్ అప్లికేషన్కి వెళ్ళండి, అక్కడికి వెళ్తే యూ మైట్ గెట్ సమ్ అడిషనల్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ, సమ్ అడిషనల్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే, కూపన్ కోడ్స్, డ్రాప్, సో ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ యూ కెన్ నోట్ డౌన్. Okay, and you can tell. Okay, so I have tested in this e-commerce application the main modules I have tested ani, your wish list, your save list, any functionalities anni meer prepare ayi chepparu anukondi, you can talk a number of things during the project experience. Ade banking application ki ellaru anukondi, what are the different modules, better different services banking is providing. Okay na, payments module, third party payment transfer. సో ఇవన్నీ మీరు డిఫరెంట్ వెబ్సైట్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి యూ కెన్ కలెక్ట్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఓకే, ఒక బ్యాంకింగ్ డొమైన్ పెట్టండి, ఒక హెల్త్ కేర్ డొమైన్ పెట్టండి, ఒక ఈ కామర్స్ డొమైన్ పెట్టండి, సో దట్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు టాక్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ద యువర్ రెజ్యూమ్ విల్ బి షార్ట్ లిస్టెడ్. అదే 3 years ఉంటే మినిమం 2 projects చాలు. 4 to 5 years ఉన్నారనుకోండి, అట్లీస్ట్ యూ కెన్ కీప్ 3 projects. ఓకేనా, సారీ. Okay guys, so now let's come back to the main important point. Let me come back to the main point. సో మిమ్మల్ని మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే టెల్ మీ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. ఇది ఇంపార్టెంట్ ప్రతి ఒక్కరి. గైస్, టెల్ మీ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. ఓకేనా, సో చాలా మంది నన్ను ఈవెన్ సీనియర్ పీపుల్ కూడా, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ పీపుల్ కూడా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ గివింగ్ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ గివింగ్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ అని ఇట్లా బిగిన్ చేస్తారు. డోంట్ ప్రైజ్ ద పీపుల్. మీరు అలా ప్రైజ్ చేయొద్దు అవసరం. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ గివింగ్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు టెల్ అబౌట్ మై సెల్ఫ్ అని ఇట్లా బిగిన్ చేస్తారు. అదంతా అంతగా మీరు ప్రైజ్ చేసినట్టు ఇంటర్వ్యూ అట్లా ఉండదు. సింపుల్ గా స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. Hi, myself, I am Srilata. I'm having total 4 years of experience in testing, having 2 years of relevant experience in Selenium Java automation, and 2 years of experience into manual testing. Coming to my day-to-day activities, okay, I involved into script development activities and executed regression suite for every sprint release. So automation activities first of all. Having very good experience into TestNG framework, data-driven hybrid and BDD Cucumber frameworks, and good experience in page object model and page factory model design patterns. So first 5 points I am talking about automation. Good experience in code repository management as GitHub. Okay. Good experience in test management tools as HP, ALM and Jira tools. And coming to manual activities, these are we already discussed. Involved into writing and executing test scenarios and test cases. having good experience in giving test scenarios, walkthroughs to project stakeholders and clients. And I had performed various types of testings like smoke, sanity, regression, and system testing. And having very good experience into STLC and Agile Scrum methodologies. And I attended various Agile Scrum ceremonies, also attended daily defect raise call meetings, and having good experience in going through the ERD and FRD documents, analysis and understanding. Yeah, that's it about myself. So overall 2 years into Selenium Java, 2 years into manual testing. So total overall 4 years of testing. That's it about myself. Okay, that's all another. That's all అంటే అది రెస్పెక్ట్ లేకుండా మాడు యా దట్స్ ఇట్ అబౌట్ మై సెల్ఫ్ అని సాఫ్ట్ గా క్లోజ్ చేయాలి యా దట్స్ ఆల్ అన్నాం అనుకోండి అది కొంచెం ఇంపాలైట్ అయింది ఓకేనా యా దట్స్ ఇట్ అబౌట్ మై సెల్ఫ్ అని ఇలా సో టెల్ మీ అబౌట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అనేది ఈ విధంగా ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోవాలి ఓకేనా సో ఈ వీడియో రికార్డింగ్ వెళ్తారు కదా ఈ వీడియో రికార్డింగ్ ప్రకారం మీ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ పార్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మన మాన్యువల్ యాక్టివిటీస్ అన్ని అయిపోయినాయి ఆటోమేషన్ యాక్టివిటీస్ వీ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ సూన్ ఓకే so might be I can take for 2 days gap. After that we can start automation. Anyway, Yampi will update to everyone. Okay na? So that's it. And repeti class lo how to write test cases anedi final topic lo chadam. So writing of test cases, majorly people will you involved in testers. 80% of the work in the organization, people will be involved in writing of test cases, detailed steps, how to write the test cases. Okay. So that is the main activity. After that, we can close the manual testing activities.
I myself,